I'll do a totally half-baked demo that may or may not be feasible, but Jess was telling me that we have a hard requirement to support Sankey, which we definitely don't do. So the thought is to support actual Vega. So we have an advanced mode where we support Vega Lite. This also will work with actually supporting full Vega. It's going to be more complicated than I thought. Vega definitely treats data differently. So this works only for this very canned demo, but not more generally too. But it's something that maybe we can think about doing. I'm gonna poke around a little bit more too, because then it'd open up everything that Vega supports in addition to everything that Vega Lite supports too, which is definitely not 100% of what Vega does. So that's
Can
the
What? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, can you or somebody explain for silly people like me what the like Vega Lite versus Vega? Like I know they're two different things, but what's like the benefit of why we chose Vega Lite over Vega
So
and how they
Vega Lite has they're like similar, and Vega Lite ultimately basically compiles to a explicit Vega spec. It supports a narrower class, but like most of the default type charts, and supports some interactivity as well. But ultimately, you can think of it as Vega Lite is a simplified subset of Vega that compiles into Vega and is actually executing Vega underneath the hood. Vega gives you even more uh, control, but requires much more, sort of detailed. Basically, it's more complicated, and so like you'll have to write your spec is much larger. You have more control over layout and interaction and individual elements and the like, but it's not. When you have to go and enumerate everything too, so you could sort of think of it as like a lower level language or a lower level specification for it. So like it's very much the same. It is literally the same embed code for us. It's just the specification for the user to build.
Will we? So wait, our specs now that we write for our current like Viz stuff are Vega Lite, right?
Yeah.
Would we switch and then just like give users like Vega Lite UI? I mean, like I'm just wondering mostly for some like the things like little things that we bump into with Vega, like I can't position a legend exactly where I want, or a label or something like that, or get some interaction like, or does it
I
just make sense to keep where we have?
I think we'll probably want to keep what we have. Like this is more just like a release valve for sort of like class or type of charts that we don't currently support. That said, though, I'm not 100% sure it's gonna be feasible to even put it in, to be honest, too. So like this is a nice little spike, but it may be something that we actually don't want to ship.
Interesting. And is that it's just so hard to make it take our
Like
div table? Is that the
the
problem?
They like, yeah. So Vega Lite does a lot of processing and like generation of data and generation of transformation steps in Vega to be able to use that data. So like even just making the simple charts that we've got live and translating them, they're always going to have like like in this case, I think it's like two or three different data sets for like this simple line chart
Yeah.
that I showed.
Is is there a way, so this is going to sound silly. Is there a way to not even care about that?
Yes, we can. It basically what we could support explicitly is we give you a single data set that's a query result data set too, and you have to do everything else yourself for it.
Yep.
And basically, there's no translation step or layer for it. And I think we probably can do that as a true
Okay.
release.
Yeah, I don't think that I think even that would solve the actual problem that we have, which is the release valve side of it. Now,
Yeah,
you you're gonna have to be able to build something with it. So like if what we give it you can't do anything with, it's worthless.
yeah,
But I don't think that we need people to touch our Vega spec
yeah,
because Vega Lite does everything that we need there. This is going to be purely for building the crazy things that Vega Lite can't even do. So
yeah.
Sankey. So I would sort of unconstrain yourself from the fact that we need to build our current charts for sure.
Yeah, I think that's definitely right, and I think my suspicion is we probably don't even want to show this in the UI, and like it is something that's kind of like an undocumented feature that we maybe support, because we do get you can render it. It can exist in a dashboard. You could render it for a PDF and stuff too, just natively. It's just building these will be not so fun.